We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
It all begins with Jaguar successfully courted a woman who had never been, hesitant to voice her opinions regardless of the repercussions. For years, she has been outspoken regarding the untold story of Hollywood, section that is rarely visited by the public. However, she is now focusing on of the most well-known names in the yes, Oprah Winfrey is in the entertainment sector. The talk show's queen reveals the lady who has established an empire that is much admired. But Wright claims that there are many more to Oprah than first appears.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Wright has made some startling assertions that have caused some to wonder everything they believed to be their knowledge. It's about more than simply Oprah. Connection to well-known. Oh no, it goes to celebs like Diddy. Much more profoundly than that, Wright claims that Oprah has been active in the realm of scandals and secrets are all concealed behind her meticulously constructed public persona, and Wright says that the most terrifying aspect, that Oprah was aware of the sinister things taking place during Diddy's renowned parties and decided to keep quiet. So let's take a moment to reflect on that. Second, we're discussing Oprah in this context. Someone who has established her reputation on empowerment in uplifting others on speaking up for those who lack a voice, but Wright contends that Oprah's association with Diddy's universe serves as evidence that she's had participated in some of the worst types of conduct, in Wright's opinion. These parties have gained notoriety. Some circles weren't solely focused on well-known celebrities having a good time. That was not nearly as sinister as they were. And Oprah correctly asserted that she was well aware of what was happening.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap.
Accusations of Wright's are frightening, to put it mildly. She depicts Oprah's image as someone who, in spite of, she identified herself with her public persona with some quite dubious people, and Diddy is only the beginning of. According to Wright, Oprah, the iceberg, has a lengthy background of interacting with individuals who have been charged with some quite gloomy things, but rather than Wright separating herself from them, asserts that Oprah has decided to shield her personal interests, even if that means maintaining silence regarding topics that ought never to be disregarded.
If you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky some motherfuckers keep getting?
Right.
Let's take a moment to reflect on Oprah's history. Been connected to scandals in the past, but they have never fully adhered to her as. They have adhered to her just as they have adhered to others. Recall the time she was connected to the contentious Brazilian spiritual healer. In 2012, Oprah featured John of God, him on her program, complimenting his alleged therapeutic powers, but years later it discovered that John of God was participating in heinous atrocities. Hundreds of women came out and accused him of mistreating them. Additionally, Oprah distanced herself from him, making a declaration, expressing her sadness over the news and hoped justice was served to the victims. But Wright is among the many persons who have noted that Oprah had received a warning. John of God's life long before when the accusations were made public. Why did she keep on helping him?
You describe yourself as a spiritual medium. What does that mean, a medium?
Médium, eu sou espiritualista.
There are more occasions when Oprah has been charged with failing to act to those with whom she is linked. Wright asserts that Oprah possesses a habit of identifying herself with strong, prominent people only to leave them when their behavior becomes. Wright contends that light is worse because Oprah builds these using her platform, giving them a seal of approval, acceptance that renders their acts all the worse things get and the more detrimental. Oprah quickly distances herself from everyone, incurring any significant repercussions for her part in raising these troublesome numbers. But why would Oprah, who has a great deal of influence and power to adequately protect individuals such as Diddy? As per the Wright, it's all about preserving her own authority. Wright feels that Oprah is well aware of what's happening in Hollywood behind the scenes. However, she decides to remain silent since it helps her because she aligns herself with strong males such as Diddy. Oprah makes sure that she maintains her position as after all, the entertainment food chain. It's all about who you know in Hollywood. And Oprah is aware of everyone's well-being, earning so much money because she has it and due to the right of syndication. But she goes farther than that, so much as to suggest that Oprah could even be engaged in concealing the activities of, according to Wright, Oprah, these men. Silence isn't only for her safety, own reputation, hence it's important to safeguard the Wright alleges that she is close to, that Oprah has been associated with a group of strong individuals who have managed to escape punishment for actions that most people would be shocked to learn that Diddy's events are merely one illustration of the type of conduct that has been permitted to go on because of individuals such as Oprah.
How is she making all this money? Oh, because she owns it and because of syndication?
Now, as you may be aware, Oprah she is championing women's rights, isn't she? Centered her profession on uplifting women and, yes, that is somewhat accurate, but Wright contends that Oprah's vocal support of women only exists as a facade. Wright claims that Oprah has utilized her platform to develop a story that makes her appear heroic throughout, ignoring the very problems that she asserts that she battles. Wright that Diddy and Oprah's relationship is evidence that she is not the person she asserts that.
You are ignorant, disloyal, ungrateful bitch. And I'm going to call you a bitch until you start acting like a woman.
However, why would Oprah engage with a person such as Diddy? Initially, in accordance with Wright, Diddy, it's all about influence and power, is among the strongest men in the entertainment sector, and by hanging around with him, Oprah can uphold her own status, according to Wright. Oprah has visited a lot of Diddy's. Some of the gatherings were very startling. It is said that events have occurred, and Oprah might not have taken part in these actions, according to Wright herself. That she talks by attending these events reveals a lot about the type of individuals she decides to spend her time with, and Diddy is not the only person accused of some really significant matters. Wright notes that Oprah has moreover been near other strong males who have facing identical accusations. One of her link is one of the most noteworthy examples to the dishonorable Harvey Weinstein, a producer in Hollywood who was found guilty of. Oprah was involved in a number of crimes over years. As one of the most ardent advocates of Weinstein, even so, she referred to him as a friend, but when the accusations made against Weinstein turned into publicly, Oprah immediately pulled away, asserting that she was unaware of what he was up to. But numerous individuals, including Wright, has questioned how an individual as Oprah couldn't have known about it regarding Weinstein's actions.
A man who claims to work miracles and heal the sick. He calls himself John of God, but there's nothing godly about him.
According to Wright, Oprah's relationships with men such as Diddy and Weinstein is more than a coincidence. Contends that Oprah has participated in a network of influential individuals who have safeguarded one another for years, and now Wright claims that Diddy's recent arrest, that the time has come to reveal the truth. Based on Wright, Oprah's participation with Diddy is only the start. Feels that there are a lot more mysteries awaiting discovery, and that Oprah's meticulously manicured persona is about to collapse. But what does it all mean? How does this affect Oprah's legacy? She has been regarded as a trailblazer for years. A lady who dismantled obstacles and created an empire. But if what WRI says is accurate, then Oprah's legacy has a solid basis. Wright contends that Oprah has utilized her influence and authority to defend those who ought to have been detained, responsible for their acts, and, as of right now, an increasing number of accusations surface. According to Wright, Oprah's actual nature is beginning to appear.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background.
It's A. Isn't it a startling idea that someone as well-liked as Oprah may be a part of anything so gloomy, but in accordance with, right? The public needs to wake up, rise, and observe the reality that she thinks. The relationship between Oprah and Diddy and other strong men are only the beginning. Iceberg, and as additional individuals come forward. According to Wright's accounts, the world will recognize Oprah for who she truly is.
Not unless somebody uncovers it themselves. But if you uncover it yourselves, I'll let go of all the redactions.
It's A. Isn't it a startling idea that someone as well-liked as Oprah may be a part of anything so gloomy, but in accordance with, right? The public needs to wake up, rise, and observe the reality that she thinks. The relationship between Oprah and Diddy and other strong men are only the beginning. Iceberg, and as additional individuals come forward. According to Wright's accounts, the world will recognize Oprah for who she truly is.
And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside.
As the examination of actions. Wright goes on to remark that an increasing number of people will be made public, and she feels that the name of Oprah will be ranked highest on that list based on. Oprah Wright has been in hiding for years, behind her public persona, although currently at last, the truth is beginning to surface. And Wright states that when it does, it's possible that Oprah's empire will collapse. What will happen to Oprah next, if anything? Predictions are accurate. The topic is to become extremely disorganized. Wright thinks that Oprah will have to face the consequences. It might ruin everything she has constructed, but Wright isn't only concerned with. According to Oprah, there are a lot more. Hollywood, those that must be held accountable, responsible for their deeds, and as more people come out with their Wright claims in stories that the truth will finally become apparent.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in
as the examination of actions. Wright goes on to remark that an increasing number of people will be made public, and she feels that the name of Oprah will be ranked highest on that list based on. Oprah Wright has been in hiding for years, behind her public persona, although currently at last, the truth is beginning to surface. And Wright states that when it does, it's possible that Oprah's empire will collapse. What will happen to Oprah next, if anything? Predictions are accurate. The topic is to become extremely disorganized. Wright thinks that Oprah will have to face the consequences. It might ruin everything she has constructed, but Wright isn't only concerned with. According to Oprah, there are a lot more. Hollywood, those that must be held accountable, responsible for their deeds, and as more people come out with their Wright claims in stories that the truth will finally become apparent.
So I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't want to get it. There's enough of you to do something, anything. And there's so many of you able to get loud.
Thus, this is where things get even more difficult, because we've discussed Oprah and her purported links to the world of Diddy, yet you delve further into Hollywood. Beneath the more complex and unsettling everything turns into, and at the The man at the core of all this drama is Diddy,
who has spent years surrounded by
rumors and whispers, but now with his recent attention and the opening of accusation surface, it appears that at last, the truth is beginning to surface. However, let's not act as though Diddy was behaving alone. Oh no, there is a web of influential people connected to him, and one among the most well-known names that keep appearing up in these discussions is nobody else. Compared to Jay-Z, the two had been intimate for years. However, Jaguar Wright and their relationship with other insiders, much more than business partnerships or informal friendships, according to Wright, that Jay-Z knew more than just what was occurring during Diddy's renowned events, but that he took an active part in a few of the shady transactions that occurred, put behind closed doors.
This has to be 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
Let's not mince words. Jay-Z has always been an expert at maintaining his image immaculate from his ascent to among the most prosperous rappers in background to his commercial endeavors with Rock Nation Championship and his position himself as an untouchable mogul. But behind that shiny facade, there are whispers circulating that Jay-Z might had participated far more in Diddy's globe than he discloses. As per Jay-Z, Wright wasn't merely a passive. She says she was not a bystander at these parties, that he actively participated in enlisting participants for these activities, individuals who were unaware of their identity. It's not just about getting into the correct bringing these charges. There have been years of rumblings throughout the business regarding Jay-Z's participation in a few of the more sinister sides of Hollywood's elite. In a circle, people have discussed the items in whispers. They have witnessed what they have heard. However, as is frequently the case with these types of circumstances, nobody wished to attend. Up until this point, with D's arrest, and the inquiries are getting increasingly intense, and people are becoming more forthcoming about what they are aware, yet Jay-Z's name continues appearing up.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
And it's not only regarding being in the incorrect location at the incorrect time, as Wright and others propose, that Jay-Z took an active involvement in these events and made use of his power to attract youthful talent by making promises to them, prospects in the sector, while being fully aware of what was actually happening. Behind the scenes, it's eerie. Isn't it the case that someone who has been so prosperous and well-liked could be taking part in something so sinister?
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
However, it doesn't end there. Among the most startling accusations against Jay-Z consists of the heartbreaking and the unexplained death of Kathy White, who was once said to have been his mistress. White's unexpected death in 2011 sparked many eyebrows, particularly due to the fact that days prior to her tragic death there were rumors going around that she was. We now know that she is expecting Jay-Z's child. How closely Jay-Z keeps his private life secret. Life, particularly in relation to his Beyoncé's relationship, but could it? White's death wasn't merely a terrible mishap, as it was originally. Jaguar Wright reportedly seems to agree. She said that White's death was not by accident. She thinks Jay-Z worried that White would make public her pregnancy and possibly cause her to. His spouse handled everything on his own hands, and she is not alone in believes that there have been rumors about White was silenced for years because she knew too much about more than just herself relationship with Jay-Z, but regarding the other secrets that she had discovered while Jay-Z's time in his group. Of course, Camp has consistently denied any involvement In the passing of White and the official. According to reports, it was brought on by natural reasons, but when it all happened, well, that's what people are discussing, and now that Wright's claims are becoming. Increasingly, more individuals are beginning to challenge the official storyline. Could it? Jay-Z's impeccable reputation is nothing more than a meticulous built fad. Could it be that far behind? The scenes in which he has appeared, genuinely sinister actions.
We have always said it is about the children. It's not just about me. Never just made it about me. I'm just the loudest one.
However, it doesn't end there. Among the most startling accusations against Jay-Z consists of the heartbreaking and the unexplained death of Kathy White, who was once said to have been his mistress. White's unexpected death in 2011 sparked many eyebrows, particularly due to the fact that days prior to her tragic death there were rumors going around that she was. We now know that she is expecting Jay-Z's child. How closely Jay-Z keeps his private life secret. Life, particularly in relation to his Beyoncé's relationship, but could it? White's death wasn't merely a terrible mishap, as it was originally. Jaguar Wright reportedly seems to agree. She said that White's death was not by accident. She thinks Jay-Z worried that White would make public her pregnancy and possibly cause her to. His spouse handled everything on his own hands, and she is not alone in believes that there have been rumors about White was silenced for years because she knew too much about more than just herself relationship with Jay-Z, but regarding the other secrets that she had discovered while Jay-Z's time in his group, of course, Camp has consistently denied any involvement in the passing of White and the official. According to reports, it was brought on by natural reasons, but when it all happened, well, that's what people are discussing, and now that Wright's claims are becoming. Increasingly, more individuals are beginning to challenge the official storyline. Could it? Jay-Z's impeccable reputation is nothing more than a meticulous built fad. Could it be that far behind? The scenes in which he has appeared, genuinely sinister actions.
The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
However, currently, Diddy's apprehension and the investigations appear to be heating up. The tide is beginning to shift in favor of. More people are coming out with their tales, and it's getting more difficult. In order for these superstars to keep their silence, Wright thinks this is only the start. She claims that as the investigations go on, we'll observe more and more well-known figures becoming drawn into the controversy, and she's assured that Beyoncé and Jay-Z will be one of them. Naturally, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's legal team has responded promptly to deny these claims by naming them unfounded and disparaging. But the reality, the charges against that writer still growing momentum, and more individuals are beginning to doubt the official. The stories that have been told to the public for years. Is that possible? The most well-known power couple in the world has been keeping some quite sinister secrets, and how long can they retain it if so? Keeping those secrets confidential, and let's not. Diddy himself should be forgotten with all the. It's simple to pay attention to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. To fail to recognize that Diddy is the focal point of this whole scandal is his shocking arrest in September 2024. Waves over the sector, but in accordance with to Wright, it's only the beginning. She asserts Diddy's involvement in a wide range of unlawful conduct for many years, and now that the government are at last beginning to look into it, just a short while before the full scope of his misconduct is revealed.
That's of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end.
And we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
1. Among the most unsettling features of Wright's claims is the notion that Diddy employed his ability to regulate and influence those in his immediate vicinity. As per It wasn't simply these events that Wright hosted. She asserts that he planned them, would purposefully target those that are weak. Promises from rising stars entice them in, of wealth and fame just to ensnare them in an exploitative and manipulative world. And Wright claims that after they entered, everything was nearly difficult to escape. It's a cold story, and one that, if accurate, might have significant effects on the whole entertainment sector if it did. He got away with doing this kind of conduct for a long time. What does that say about the entire industry? How numerous additional famous people have been able to function without consequence due to their relationships, impact, and more. Crucially, how many more victims are there? Too scared to step forth out there because they are aware of human fate, who express themselves.
Clearly, there is a criminal investigation underway, and that they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes.
RI thinks Diddy's detention is just the start of a much more extensive reckoning. According to her, as more individuals arrive, moving ahead, we'll witness a cascade of Hollywood will be shaken by these revelations. Its essence, and she's not merely speaking. Regarding Diddy, as stated by Wright, there are numerous more influential people who have participated in these kind of activities, and they are running out of time. Among the most unexpected names that has surfaced in relation to Diddy's, Reverend Al is one of the parties. Now, Sharpton is a name that the majority of people wouldn't anticipate participating in. After all, Sharpton, something along these lines, is a prominent advocate for civil rights and political leader, but in accordance with Wright, Sharpton frequently went at gatherings hosted by Diddy, and she asserts that he understood exactly what was happening. It's a startling accusation, and one that comes up additional inquiries on the scope of Diddy's affiliation with the network if Sharpton or someone like was involved who otherwise. Wright asserts that there are additional well-known individuals who have successfully kept their participation under years of coverings, yet she thinks that soon their secrets will be revealed, and she claims that when they do, the public will be astounded by the enormity of the misconduct and corruption that have led to rot in Hollywood for so long.
That he controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
What does this all mean, then, for the entertainment industry's future sector? Effectively, if what is right, and if the inquiries concerning Diddy, Jay-Z, and others keep finding more proof, consequently, we might be examining one of the most significant scandals in Hollywood history. And it goes beyond the personal. These celebrities' lives are about the complete system that has made it possible for Diddy and others can prosper for years. Power has always existed in Hollywood, and power have shielded the elite, avoid suffering actual repercussions for their activities. But now that more people are arriving, moving forward, and additional research being launched, it appears that the time period is. Consequently, Wright thinks that we are about to witness a significant change in the sector that will witness the old guard was overthrown in a new period of transparency and accountability take their location.
Now you got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say yesterday, and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands.
So what does all of this mean for the future of the entertainment industry?
However, what about the famous people that have participated in? Will they hold all of this responsible, or will they have the capacity to avoid accountability, as so many people have in? The author hopes that this time will be different, be distinct. She thinks that the public is at last becoming aware of the facts of what has been taking place backstage, and she exudes confidence that the truth will always be revealed. The extent to which certain individuals attempt to repress regarding Diddy, Jay-Z, and the other people mentioned in these claims, well, only time will tell. However, there is no doubt that the days of the untouchable elite of Hollywood are numbered.
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
So with everything, these startling allegations are being revealed, raises the question of whether Oprah and Jay-Z is actually as active in these shady deeds as Jaguar correctly points out. And if everything proves to be accurate, what impact will it have on their legacies? What do you believe these to be? Unfounded charges, or is there a deeper reality that is just waiting to be revealed? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. Till the next time.